At an undisclosed location in Yuma, Arizona, Emily Rosebot and her roommate Miranda broadcast from separate rooms of their apartment complex a series of critiques of vintage and contemporary video games. These are some of them.
Holland? Hey, we're trying to do an intro. What's going on here?
Oh, that's Jose from DoorDash. I ordered Thai food for us.
Oh, well, that was nice of you. Wait, my account?
Who else's?
Indeed. Thanks for lunch, Emily. Or you welcome and leave what are friends for. Sheesh. The early 1980s must have been quite a time for video games, where every hero had but one mission: rescue a princess, a girlfriend, or, if you owned the Colecovision in the 1980s, you were saving Smurfette.
Yeah, because apparently it was all about the damsel in distress. Donkey Kong, Popeye, and now Smurf rescuing Gargamel's castle. I feel like the devs were in the boardroom thinking, hey, what if this time the hero's only trait was running right and saving the girl?
Maybe Smurfette could have just climbed out the window in this game. Perhaps she had to wait until she was far enough away from Gargamel's castle to text the other Smurfs because that area was a dead zone. What else?
This is why Smurf should not use AT&T. They're just asking for trouble.
So anywaysy, you play as this tiny blue Smurf trekking through forests, caves, all the way to Gargamel's castle to save Smurfette. You've got your mission, and it is to keep an eye on that energy bar. No pressure.
Gotta make sure that little blue guy doesn't collapse from exhaustion while saving his, well, I guess girlfriend is a bit of a stretch. If those two are in a relationship, it's gotta be the most bland romance ever. He doesn't even get the standard hero's kiss. His name might as well be Friendzone Smurf.
But the graphics, they are a colorful treat. So vibrant. You just get so lost in them, you won't even notice when you meet an untimely end by running straight into a fence.
The classic fence of doom. What a metaphor for this game. Run straight into a fence, get sent back to square one. Really keeps you on your toes. Except it doesn't. Because, it's just a fence. An electric fence, though? A billion times more entertaining for me, yet traumatizing for the 6-year-olds.
Yeah, the manual says another Smurf steps in to take his place after losing a life. I mean, that's what they say. But honestly, this Smurf looks so cheerful, I'm starting to think he has no idea what's coming. It's like, oh look, another stalagmite! Whee!
Oh, he's absolutely ready for a surprise death. Totally unaware of his fate. It's really like a Smurf edition horror game. One wrong move and instant Smurf doom.
But seriously, it's a side-scrolling adventure and it gets pretty tricky. You've got to dodge the aforementioned fences, make pixel-perfect jumps, and if you mess up just once...
Nyeh. Nobody cared about 40-year-old virgin Smurf anyway.
Once you hit skill level 2, things get real. I mean, you can lose a Smurf by missing a single little mound of grass. Still, the enemies get nastier, and I'm talking hawk swooping down if you stand still too long.
There's no way Gargamel was ever gonna show up, because why would he? You're busy dodging critters and apparently rescuing someone who doesn't need to be rescued. Smurfette was on level 26 of Candy Crush before you showed up. I don't see her chained up or in a dungeon, do you? Don't forget to mention the hawks flying backwards like they were auditioning for Top Gun. What a perfect challenge. If you aren't fighting for your life, it'd be hilarious.
Never mind the hawks, Miranda. What about the bats? Oh man, those bats! If I didn't know any better, I'd say the game was actively trying to make you throw your ColecoVision controller.
Sounds like a lovely game for rage quitting then. Real smooth.
The game is actually fun. The peppy music helps too, even when you're at your most frustrated. It'll keep you from throwing the controller into the TV. Though, the short cord would have just made you smack yourself in the face.
Classic. The cord is the real villain here. Makes me glad this universal controller is wireless. So, what did you think of all this?
This Smurfs game is a surprisingly fun adventure, even if it is a bit frustrating. The graphics and sound make it worth the play, and hey, it's a colorful little gem from the 1980s, and it's not going to take you 45 hours to finish. But you'll definitely get a good time out of it. And hey, the high score bragging rights? Those are priceless.
It's not bad. We've certainly played worse. Not a lot of replay value after saving Smurfette for the 108th time. It's like, hey, congrats on saving the damsel. Again. And showing us how to dodge those pesky fences. Your reward? Starting over again like you're Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain.
I just don't get it. Why is it the way a human pours their heart and soul into creating a beloved classic, they don't get a job offer? They get a cease and desist letter.
Maybe because corporations prefer money over warm fuzzies? Just a thought. But hey, that never stops some die-hard fans from throwing caution and legal safety to the wind. Case in point, another Metroid 2 remake.
AM2R, a beautifully crafted love letter to Metroid 2 Return of Samus on a Game Boy. A human named Dr. M64 took that original monochrome adventure and gave it a stunning glow-up. Color, fluid controls, an expanded map. It's like Metroid Zero Mission's long-lost cousin.
Right, a cousin who wasn't invited to the family reunion. Because the second Nintendo caught wind of it, they smashed down the door like Samus in full power suit, firing takedown notices at every website hosting the game. Real shocker.
I mean, yeah, legally speaking, I get it, but the passion behind this project, you can feel it in every pixel. The level design is tight, enemy encounters are balanced, and the controls, chef's kiss. Our universal controller synced up seamlessly, making every space jump and wall jump feel buttery smooth.
Oh yes, because if there's one thing missing from classic Metroid, it's even more jumping puzzles. My circuits just love nearly making a ledge only to plummet right back down.
But that's part of the challenge. Speaking of which, AM2R introduces new abilities that fit right into the Metroid universe. Plus, updated AI makes those Metroids way more unpredictable. It's got that authentic Metroid feel.
And yet, it's about as authentic as a bootleg action figure named Space Bounty Warrior. Sure, it looks great and plays smoothly, but let's not pretend Nintendo wouldn't notice a fan project that's better than their own official remake.
But, Miranda, doesn't that just prove how much love the fan community has for this series? It's kind of beautiful.
Beautiful? Sure. until Nintendo's legal department shows up like the Galactic Federation and wipes it off the face of the internet. Hey kid, nice game. Be a real shame if something happened to it.
Well, if you're feeling brave, AM2R is still floating around in the digital shadows. But if you don't want to risk the wrath of the gaming overlords, you can always check out Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch. Similar vibes, official stamp of approval.
And the price tag. Don't forget the price tag.
Oh, and big props to Dr. M64 for bringing his dream to life. This game truly is something special. And who knows? Maybe someday creators like Dr. M64 could see their creation on one of those modern-day consoles, like the Switch or PS5 or whatever. After all, the Game Maker Studio supports platforms like the Switch as well as the PlayStation 4 and 5. But hey, I'm not here to tell you about the future, like how they remade Casablanca with AI adding 55% more explosions and an epic battle on Mars. Oops.
Mash tab, kid. Want to disrupt the space-time continuum any more today, or should we break for lunch first?
One human who did not get a cease and desist
Yet?
is a YouTuber named Bobby Ivor. Hope I said that correctly. And who is he, you ask?
I did not.
He's the guy who made a 3D fan concept of Super Mario World from the Super Nintendo, and he did it using the Unreal Engine. Now, what's the Unreal Engine, you may ask?
Once again,
The Unreal Engine is a 3D graphics engine. Humans use it to make animations and video games. It's kind of like a big old toolbox that's filled with everything you need to create anything that your heart desires. Games from the ground up, CGI animations, and so much more.
Yet little Bobby used it to make a 2D game 3D, as opposed to creating something original and non-copyright infringing.
Come on, Miranda. Little Bobby, this guy Bobby, did something that's really cool. In one video, he talks about how he spent practically a whole year taking two-dimensional sprites and creating 3D models out of them, and assigning them typical gaming behaviors. Running, jumping, the stuff you would see in a Super Mario game.
Including product placement? Which one of the Super Mario games had in Pimpin' a health drink?
None. YouTubers did this because they get sponsors and all. Besides, it was a clever... could we just get back into how he made the game?
I wouldn't dream of stopping you. Not for another minute, anyway.
So Bobby goes on to explain how he created the AI for the bad guys you'll see in Super Mario World, like the Koopas. We all know the red ones stay on a fixed path, right?
Yep, and the green ones are more suicidal. Maybe they need some of that health drink. I mean, it is the same color as them.
Anyways, since this is just a concept and not a full-blown game like the Metroid one we just talked about, only a few levels are played in this video. But it's cool because we get to see Mario power up with mushrooms and fire flowers.
Indeed. It's just too bad there's not a power-up to help this kid with his aim.
Well, this is the first time we're attacking these enemies from a 3D perspective. He won't be as adept as he would be later on.
Yeah, I suppose it's not too bad for someone who doesn't work for Nintendo. It's just too bad no one can play it.
But we can still enjoy what one fan can do with a software suite and a little imagination.
Yep, the same thing Nintendo can do with a certain letter and a little legal action.
Action Returns. What a name! I mean, it sounds like it's about to deliver one heck of a ride, doesn't it? Forget the simple days of spies in trench coats, just sneaking around. No, no, no. This time, we're going all out with explosions, crazy missions, and, well, a lot of property damage. Like, a lot. Like, who's going to pay for all this levels of damage? And it's on the Sega Saturn.
Oh yeah, the Saturn. The perfect console for a game that only got a Japanese release. Because nothing says global success like hiding it from the rest of the world. Good job, Sega.
Right? It's like they put it behind a secret door and said, only the cool kids in Japan get this action-packed experience. And trust me, it is action-packed. You've got these 3 elite operatives to choose from. Cart Bradfield, E. Barrett, and Jab the Taff. I mean, V is his actual middle name. How freaking cool is that? Sounds like a name of a secret agent who's too important to be bothered with first names.
Sure, because if you're named the Taff, you don't need any other personality traits. You just have to shoot stuff and, I don't know, smash things with elevators. Very subtle. Mama Taff would have been proud.
But seriously, there's a lots of love here. You're still doing the classic run into doors and shoot stuff, but with so much more. Like actual plot. And the villain? His name is Red Suit. Yeah, I mean, there's no subtlety in that. But it's just fun to say. His evil mastermind Vig totally nailed it with that outfit. Next week, we'll take down an organization called Zinfandel or something.
Zinfandel? Let me guess. Their main plan is to ruin dinner parties everywhere? Oh, the thrill. But hey, it's 1994, and espionage was all about chaos, so why not add a global terrorist group to the mix?
So your mission is to take down this group with elevators, guns, and bombs. Lots and lots of bombs. You've got machine guns, rocket launchers, and grenades. Plus you get those fun little style points for shooting electrical panels, turning the lights off, and earning extra points in the dark. It's like the game is rewarding you for being a bit of a troublemaker.
You gotta love a game that encourages vandalism, because that's always been a spy staple. Shoot out the lights, destroy everything, and then walk away like you're untouchable. Real classy stuff. And I assume no one's going to ask you to pay for all this broken furniture or demolished buildings?
Not once. So you're just getting away with it. And then there's the setting. It starts off in this cool urban environment, giving off that classic elevator action vibe. But it escalates to insane levels, dodging bullets in airports, causing chaos in oil rigs, and storming underground bases. The action is fast-paced, and every level feels like a bigger explosion than the last.
Yeah, 'cause when you need a shootout, nothing says real danger like elevators. Sure, they'll get you to the next floor after you've nearly been shot, blown up, and crashed into several walls. Real life and death stuff. All that's missing is the cheesy elevator music.
Oh, the music is anything but cheesy. It's got this jazzy, anime-inspired vibe which totally fits the action. Every stage has its own mood, and it really amps up the whole feel. You can just feel the spy drama in the air.
If you're into that sort of thing. Well, why did you think of the graphics? I mean, come on, this was the 90s. They couldn't do some decent motion capture.
The graphics are good. I like them. It's a lot darker and grittier than the first one, and it really sets the mood for some serious damage.
And so far, the damage is all I'm digging about this one.
Well, what about the controls? Didn't you find them smooth? Jumping over elevator shafts and blasting enemies? You feel like a pro. Every character has some easy-to-learn control scheme, which makes it fun for anyone who just wants to dive into the action.
If you can survive all the explosions and random enemies showing up like they're paid to ruin your day, that's the joy of elevator action returns. If it doesn't test your reflexes, it'll test your patience. But I guess that's what makes it fun for some people.
I found it to be a blast. No pun intended. Seriously, the game cranks up the action, and it's so satisfying to take down bad guys and watch all the explosions. Sure, the plot's not groundbreaking, but it's packed with chaos, which makes it super fun. Just be prepared for that property damage we keep talking about.
Yeah, if property damage and the TAF are your area of a good time, then Elevator Action Returns is your game. But hey, if you can't have it in the US, at least you've got a piece of Sega Saturn's secret history.
Actually, players can get to try out the arcade version of this game on Title Legends 2 for the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox.
You left out the enhanced port that was on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. You know, the one that comes with a rewind feature, unlimited lives, stage select. Basically, they took all the fun out of it and made it so your grandma can play.
I'm sure Grandma would have loved it.
She would have loved it for Jad the Taff.